trying to get to the nearest town. But when they do, it's already the next day, which they didn't realize because they were too busy running away. Then there's bounty posters. And then there's a man in the middle with a crowd looking around him. He goes, "If you see these two boys, bring them to the royal palace. They're worth $100,000. Adrian goes, "What the heck? We now have bounties?" Daniel goes, "I guess so. Looks like we have to live our life in secrecy." When they start walking through, they encounter something weird. A demon, it looks like. But then it takes its human form. It looks like a man with pinkish red eyes and a black slit in them. He's got curly, long hair, and then he goes, and he's also holding an axe. He goes, "So, you two are my first victims." And he goes, "Oh, I'm going to get rich from you two." He jumps towards them as he instantly rushes at Adrian to kill him first. Adrian catches the axe in a different way. As then he cuts down, trying to cut Adrian's arm off. Adrian is struggling as then he pushes forward on his sword, which breaks through the axe because of the water. Then he punches the man right in the chest, then kicks him far away. He flies back, basically, and then he goes, "You damn brat." He throws his axe, which Daniel runs in and cuts it through with his fire axe. I'm kidding, his fire sword. Adrian goes, "We're gonna need more than just swords if we want to beat this guy." He says, "But that's all we have." Adrian goes, "Fine." Okay, you know, I'm gonna switch those roles up. Adrian says, no, Daniel says fine, and Adrian says all that crap. Adrian says, "Alright, here's the plan. I'll dig underground quickly, and you distract. I'll take him down." He goes, "We don't even know what this guy's weak to, Adrian. How are we gonna do that?" He goes, "Just do it." As then he creates a fire wave to block the guy's vision. As then Adrian digs underground and slices through a piece of the underground chunk of the earth. He runs through it as he goes, "There he is." As Adrian has an exponential better sight than a normal person. He could see miles farther than a normal person, so he could see someone about 5 miles away. And so the guy tries to kill Daniel with a freaking axe strike. Adrian jumps up and really this time cuts through the axe. Okay, back to the video. So Adrian basically breaks this dude, kicking him back into a wall, but the man shoots at an energy beam from his mouth. Ah, shoot. Adrian says, "We don't stand a chance against that kind of power." Daniel says, but Adrian says, "We can do it." As then Adrian cuts through the beam somehow. But then the sword cracks, and then a piece breaks off. He goes, "Dang it." Then he goes, he throws this to another hand, as then it glows and then lights up with water. Then he says, "Pass me your flame sword." He goes, "Here," as he throws it as Adrian fixes his water sword, and then he gets them both together and goes, "Ah!" As Adrian disappears, then appears right behind him and slices it off one of his legs. Then the other one he burns off. Then he goes, "Special attack, fire style, water style combo, shining steel." Then he rubs the two blades together as he creates like a spark and a wave. Then he slams his swords into the ground, creating a fire and water wave as it sweeps the man away. No, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna do something. That is much better. I could see my time of how long I've been doing this and who's commenting. So the man is defeated as Adrian takes and then realizes that this guy has a bounty. Adrian says, we can't take this guy. We'll be arrested instantly. Daniel says, let's just get going. They find an old log cabin in the back of the house. Okay, I'm done. Dang, I am not good with this kind of crap. Whatever. So, back to this. He would basically be battling the crap out of himself. Like, he's not giving up. Okay, yeah, I'm dumb. I'm not even saying what's going on. So, once they find a log cabin in the woods, they knock on the door, and an old man says, who goes there? He goes, I'm Adrian Kadoku, and this is Daniel Roya. His name is Daniel Roya, just saying. He goes, and we're looking for a place to stay. The man says, you too? He pulls out his blades and gets ready to slice, but then he goes, I'm just kidding. I don't want the money. I like being isolated out here. And also, I'd be hunted for days upon years for just killing you two, so I won't. They sit in, as then a robber breaks in at night after they eat dinner. The man easily takes them out with some martial arts and some fine swordsmanship, as then he arrests him and brings him straight to them. The man says, that old man has the 2 bounties. The officers say, repeat that, prisoner? He goes, that man has the bounties. Adrian Kadoku and Daniel Roya. He goes, take us to them, now. He goes, I promise I don't. When he does, and they see the officers, they instantly quickly hide. He goes, I promise I don't have those kids. When my cold, or whatever I have, this is amazing because it helps me better talk like an old man. He goes, I promise I do not have anyone there. The officers shake the man down to see if he has any sort of trace. They see his license saying that he has no children, nothing, he used to have a wife. As he goes, I just have my one pupil. His name is Kaiba. Kaiba walks out, and he's a bald kid who loves training with swords. As he goes, hi, I'm Kaiba. Hehe, as he chuckles, as he's like 7 years old. He goes, any correlation to this child? He goes, yes, he's my grandson. He goes, you said you had no children. He goes, but I didn't say I had any grandchildren. He goes, have a good day, sir. As then they close the door and leave. Once the man sees they left for good and senses that they're gone, he goes, you boys can come on out. Kaiba says, what are you talking about? As 2 kids come out, as it's Adrian, of course, and Daniel. He yells saying, who are you? As he pulls out his light blade, getting ready, as he rushes at Adrian, who catches the blade and cuts himself. And he says, Adrian! He goes, it's fine. He goes, cool, a light blade. I've been wanting to collect these for a while. He goes, can I have it? He goes, no, I was given to this by my mom. As he starts to cry. Then he apologizes a lot faster. Adrian apologizes quickly, saying that he's sorry and didn't know. He goes, and then after that, the old man alright, we're gonna give this old man a name. I know I probably already did, but whatever. Adrian says, so what's your name, old man? He goes, I'm Master Rooney. He goes, are you kidding me? He goes, sorry, I meant Runic. I have a dark blade. He goes, that controls the power of the moon. I'm kidding. He goes, I'm the light master. I wield the light blade as a mastery. There are many dojos where you can get swords, but there's only 2 places where you can't get one sword. There are no places where you can get the final blade, the dark blade. He goes, where's that at? He goes, I won't tell you yet. That's a secret for pupils who have only mastered the lightness. And that's also the final swords. That is also the final sword. He says, do you mind showing me your swords? Kaiba says, Master, you already know mine. It's a... You know what? Screw it. He says, it's a light blade. He goes, yes, I know. You two now. Daniel says, I'm Daniel Roya. This is my sword. It's flames. Adrian says, I have a water sword. Daniel gave it to me while we were being attacked by soldiers. He goes, ah, well done. Let's get your training started. Adrian says, you're going to train us? As he says, yes, as then the training begins over a couple of days. Adrian is struggling to keep up with him with his water blade. As then they decide to improvise. Then after a while, he says, it's time for your final test. If you win, you will be both given a light sword and be able to upgrade your water blade and fire blade into a blue energy blade and a red energy blade. Adrian goes, cool. And that's it for